Hello and welcome back to the grid. Week 4 for North America. I think it's time. I'm hesitant to say that it's time to get started. Okay, no, I'm not hesitant. I was hesitant to say that it's time to get started with the semi-final, best of 7, NRG versus Spacestation Gaming, because Arsenal took a while to join the lobby. But he's in now. Everybody else joined, apart from Arsenal, I think it was. He was a bit late on the join SSG team button, but yeah, now he's in here. Let's get this one underway. And yeah, based on the results we've seen so far today, I think Spacestation come into this one as the favourites. That is despite the fact that SSG have lost both of the times that they played against NRG in the grid so far. They've lost once to them in a grid grand final. They lost once to them in a grid semi-final in grids 1 and 2 for the winter split. Both game 7s from best of 7 series, obviously. But yeah, coming in today, Alpine just totally threw against NRG. They had the win. Jordan hit the post in an open net, somehow allowing NRG to evade a Game 5 overtime loss and then take the win after the fact. Oh wait, actually, I just realized NRG are blue team here. Hold on a second. Oh, that must have been the opposite of what was supposed to happen, because yeah, Rattles told me they were going to be blue team for this. I asked what color are you guys, he said blue. So I guess NRG just joined blue. I guess they just wanted blue team, which is kind of strange. I've never seen NRG pick blue team when they have the choice. And I think they're the higher seed here, so they probably did have the choice. Yeah, let me get that fixed for you guys so that we don't have any confusion. SSG are in the orange for this. Rettles trolled? I don't think he did. Now, Rettles told me that they were going to be blue, SSG were going to be blue for this, and then NRG joined first. NRG joined the team that is called blue. So I guess they just wanted blue. After being assigned a different color. It's fine though. We got some high quality production over here. I can switch the names. I can move them to the other side of the scoreboard. It's not a problem. Oh, that's a great pass towards Justin. Squishy had to wait for it to get to him though, so he wasn't able to get much of a shot on target. Oh, that should be 1-0. Arsenal gets a rebound on his own first shot. And Spacestation Gaming do lead after Garrett G gets a bit too cheeky in defense there. It looks like he was trying to pass the ball to Justin. But Justin was beaten to the punch by Arsenal. Great read by the SSG intellectual. Thank you, by the way, to Uno Reverse Card for 5-month tier 1. Actually 14 total during the break there. I really appreciate that. And oh, do we not have a poll up right now? Hold on, if we don't have a poll, I'm going to make one. Right, let me just start a... I think, oh, we do have one. It's, will the next series be a shutout? Wait a minute. Or have a shutout. Oh, there is a poll. Okay. Will the next series have a shutout? So that means, will there be a game where one of the teams doesn't score any goals, right? Or am I misunderstanding that one? Is that what it means? Anyone want to clarify? Shutout is a clean sheet, right? It's just where one of the teams doesn't score any goals. Because I think that's definitely going to happen in this series. Probably could happen more than once. I think that's a very obvious yes. But how did you guys vote on it? Let's see. So 42% of Twitch chat think that there will be a shutout in this series at some point, in a best of 7, mind you. 58% of Twitch chat think there's not going to be a shutout. Are you guys joking? Of course there's going to be a shutout. We've got some world-class defense here. We see plenty of 1-0s at the highest level of Rocket League. And this isn't one of them. Oh, this is one of them. There we go. I knew that was going to be a save. Not even close. SSG continue to shut out NRG easily. Not even a challenge. It's just not even difficult to defend these shots. So easy. Welcome, by the way, to any NRG fans, any NRG refugees who have decided to join the SSG watch party to hear some completely unbiased casting from me. I know. Honestly, I very much expect there to be at least one shutout in this series. Could be NRG winning without conceding, or it could be SSG. I think either are very capable of winning by a 1-0 scoreline in particular. That's probably the most common. But yeah, seeing more goals go in for the team who are already winning is quite common as well, because when you're losing 1-0, you have to play a little bit more aggressively if you want to come back. That's when you can get goals scored on you. But actually, Garrett's going to get one for NRG here, so we are going to get a little bit more tension on that prediction. Great power on the shot there by Garrett G. You can see he's been putting his time into the solo duels. See that little pull away from the ball, not much of a run-up needed. Picks the right flip to play in that situation. You guys already know it's the side flip. And that's going to be 2 actually. Garrett G doesn't need to do anything fancy on this one, because Spacestation have kind of just handed it to them. Rattles, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Well, maybe that's his defensive mistake of the series. He's been making, you know, pretty much one defensive mistake every series for the past few grids. And hopefully for Spacestation Gaming that's it, because that was diabolical from Rattles. And now NRG are on the hunt for a 3rd goal. Garrett G wants his hat trick. Justin ends up on the wrong side of the ball, tries to backflip towards it would seem. And now Squishy just beaten to the punch by Arsenal. Huge 50-50 by him, but boy did Justin catch that one cleanly. Squishy into the middle. And now Sipical will try to play the control game. SSG have to be careful here. They don't have a lot of momentum, and they don't have you know, a lot of run-ups happening in the goal area. Once again, they don't want to defend from inside the net. Prefer to stay outside of it. You know, it's perfectly fine to do that. It's just a lot harder. Garrett G is going to punish them. There is the hat trick for the greatest player to ever pick up a Rocket League controller. Coming out of North America, Garrett G collects a beautiful pass from Squishy. That was perfectly hit into the ceiling there, bouncing down into the middle for Garrett G to strike uncontested. But once again, Spacestation Gaming have allowed Garrett G far too much space. You can't give him an uncontested shot from that range. Garrett G has been playing extremely well in the grid this week, or at least so I've heard. I didn't get a chance to watch any of his games yesterday, but I've heard that Garrett G's been playing exceptionally. Saw a lot of comments saying he's been carrying NRG. Not sure if that's an exaggeration, but yeah, based on this performance, this game here, it's almost like the roles have changed. Usually, you'll have Justin scoring goals, Garrett with the saves. Squishy, you know, getting assists isn't really that confusing. He's been trying to play more aggressively for NRG recently. I think an aggressive Squishy is probably the best version of Squishy against Spacestation Gaming in particular. Why does Squishy have a C9 profile pick? I don't know why that is, because he definitely uses an NRG profile pick, but for some reason, whenever I cast a Squishy game, on my screen, he's got the Cloud9 profile pick. I don't know why that is. I don't know. I mean, I don't think... Yeah, I don't have Squishy on Steam. He must have removed me at some point. Not sure why that would be, but maybe when somebody removes you on Steam, whatever profile pic they had at the time, you're just stuck with it forever. I don't know if that's a thing. It's the only theory I've got. It's my only solution to that problem. But yeah, I can confirm from casting other POVs, other spectators. From casting from other spectators' POV, that Squishy does not use the Cloud9 decal. He does use the NRG one. So good start again. Sipical opens the scoring for SSG this time. It's okay, Johnny, I will add you. No, it's fine, mate. Trust me. It's fine. If anything, I need more people to remove me on Steam, because I've got no space in my friends list, and I always feel bad when I have to remove people. So if anything, it would be great if more people could remove me, so I can add people that I need to get in my friends list for smugs and the like. Oh wow, that's some careless defense. Squishy spots an opening here. Well struck on the half volley. Sipical probably expected to have someone behind him here. Just stood well off the ball. And actually, Arsenal was being harassed on the goal line, so there was no goalkeeper when the shot came in. It was definitely a forced mistake there, if you can call it a mistake from Arsenal. Now Arsenal's just actually flipped to go into the back wall there. And what a demo that is! Oh my goodness, Rattles catches one NRG player out of the game. Sipical's still going for these incredibly risky outplays in defense. That's not the first time that we've seen him do this today. He actually got caught out twice in the same game against Envy, going for these little chips in defense to try and get the ball over the top of incoming dunks. I mean, for me, I would much rather just see him take a 50-50 there. Unless he's absolutely sure that he's getting the ball past the challenge, which in that kind of range, how can you be sure? It's such a touch and go position. Shep7437, thanks for the brand new Prime, and also Cowboy Hat Matrix. Thanks for the 4-month Prime, welcome back. Demos aren't showing in the top corner. Yeah, I disabled rather my stats in the top right corner. I don't think it really adds anything to the game, personally. Because there's far too many stats that are just absolutely pointless to see up there. Like, yeah, the demos are kind of useful to know, but apart from that, like, if I could enable demo stats in the top corner, I would. But you have to also enable shots, saves, assist stats, which are completely unnecessary. So, Spacestation not playing anywhere near as organized of a defensive structure as they did against NRG. You know, there's a couple of individual mistakes from Spacestation against Envy. Wait, did I say as they did against NRG? Of course I mean Envy. Versus NRG, my goodness, they really are just not closing down any shots. Where's the challenge on this? Somebody has to get some kind of touch on the ball there. You can't give Garrett 2 touches uncontested and expect to get away with it. Garrett's playing far too well for that to be allowed. But in order for Spacestation to combat this, I mean, the solution is really quite simple. You just have to have one player ball chase. That really is all there is to it. Just ball chase with one man and defend the goal with the other. For Spacestation Gaming, it is just as simple as that. But unlike in the Envy series, Spacestation Gaming look completely disorganized. I don't know whether it's communication that's gone out the window or if it's just you know, a little bit of fatigue setting in. The Envy series was definitely a really tough one, and I'm sure it took a lot out of Spacestation to play that. Whereas NRG, I mean, they had to play Alpine for 5 games, but probably not to the same intensity that NRG, or the SSG had to play against Envy. But you got to give credit to NRG. Garrett in particular, my goodness, does he look clean right now. And Squishy's going to put in yet another goal. This is just absolutely stifling pressure from NRG. Not a good enough clear by Rettles. Or sorry, Arsenal. Rettles beaten to the ball. And no defender on the goal line again. SSG really need to sort themselves out here, because NRG are playing some great Rocket League. It's been a really weird series for, or it's been a really weird tournament for NRG actually. Being swept in the groups by Rogue and now getting taken to 5 by Alpine. Getting incredibly lucky not to lose that. I mean, they're relying on Jordan to miss an open net in order for them to advance into this round. And now they're beating SSG 2-0, who just took down Envy. Oh, that's a great goal, Justin. It just made the entire Spacestation lineup look extremely silly here. That is a great 1v3. Once again, though, you've got to highlight the same problem. SSG are failing to connect their challenges. Why is that mind game allowed to happen? Spacestation Gaming should not be letting that occur at the near post. You've got to play for the ball as the first challenge. You're not helping out your goalkeeper by going for a big dunk in that position. I'm sure NRG are just as confused as I am, though, because it's been so easy for them to score here. Spacestation have really not put up any kind of the fight that they usually do. What we usually see in this matchup, and we have seen a lot of this matchup this year, Spacestation Gaming have had the edge when it comes to RLCSX regional and major games, but in the grid for the winter split, NRG have had the slight edge in the matchup. But the matchup has been extremely back and forth. It's been all about consistency from both teams. You know, playing some extreme boost management and trying to connect challenges together consecutively in defense. But Spacestation Gaming have not been able to do that here. We've either seen no challenges at all on air dribble plays, especially from Garrett. He's just going completely unchallenged. Or we're seeing one challenge, fail to make contact, and then really not bail the final defender out at all. Just leaving them out to dry. Yeah, Space Station Gaming needs to step it up here. It's been a pretty solid performance from NRG, but it really hasn't needed to be a solid performance. NRG could have probably showed up with 2 players and won this game with how Space Station have defended here. Do I think the age of players might have something to do with the consistency? No, I don't think so. Personally, I think the lack of consistency these days, especially in grid matches, is from the quantity of games that players are having to play and the quantity of top level series that players are having to play. That's what leads to inconsistency, and it might seem a bit counterintuitive. You might think that, well, surely if players are playing more competitive matches, the level is going to be higher across the board. It's going to be better in every single one of them. But actually, in my opinion, what we're starting to see with the intensity of RLCSX as a format is that some teams are just not able to keep the same level of grind going that they had earlier in the season. Another preset change for Rettles. He's not feeling good right now. That's a couple. I think he changed preset after game 1 and he changed preset again after game 2. So clearly SSG are not feeling it at the moment. I'll tell you who is though. Garrett G in this terrifying Fennec that he's put together for himself. Notice, by the way, the return of this slipstream. We saw some slipstream decal. I think was it Rettles using the slipstream yesterday? Did he use it? No, it's Typical. He's using it now, actually. Yeah, Typical's got the slipstream, and so does Squishy. I wonder if this is the new hotness, the new decal everybody's going to be using. Oh, Garrett G just looks absolutely menacing right now. Can anybody challenge this man? Oh, Stormwatch, sorry. I don't know. What did I say? Did I say Slipstream? No, you guys are right. It is Stormwatch. Slipstream is more of a linear, kind of slow-moving decal. That's wide open. Justin with the most stylish open net you're going to see all day. But it's the plays off the ball by Squishy and Carrot G that have enabled that to happen. They've both got a demo each in that play. Unreal by NRG. This is something that we really didn't see enough from NRG in the earlier events from RLCSX. They did not demo enough. They did not have the demo threats that teams like Space Station and G2 did. But now that seems to absolutely have changed. I've seen several NRG players making scenic routes back into defense just to prioritize demos on the way there. Yeah, this is a really weird one. I mean, I wonder if there's 2 things I'm gonna say here to try and explain what we're seeing at the moment. Number 1, you know, Space Station may have really just been focusing on the Envy matchup today, and after winning that, they've probably had to think to themselves and thought, okay, cool, we beat the best team in NA. That means we're the best team in NA. And now they've come into the NRG matchup and been caught a little bit flat because NRG are, you know, overall a faster team than Envy. Envy are a smarter team than NRG, but NRG are faster. So maybe Space Station came in a bit too carelessly slow here. But the other thing I'm thinking of, and this is actually what I think is really happening, is that NRG's inconsistencies, number 1 in the group stage yesterday, and number 2 in the previous round to this against Alpine. Probably because when you put very top level teams against teams on the rise, teams in the bubble scene, and I'd say that Alpine are definitely a bubble team right now. They're not one of the top teams, but they're on the bubble. They're trying to become one of the top teams. But when you put a team like NRG against one of those teams, it's very easy for NRG to just lose concentration and not really play their best. Oh my goodness, what is going on here? Well, as far as goals coming from positions where you really wouldn't expect goals to come from, this one absolutely takes the cake. What on earth are NRG doing? Squishy's just bumped Justin out of the way of the save. And yeah, it makes it look like Rettles is mind gamed to both of them. But really, I think Squishy just cleared Justin there in what is possibly the worst defensive play of the grid that we've seen. So still no shutouts, right? Oh wait. Was the last game a shutout? I've forgotten. What's the last game? No, the last game was 5-1, right? So it wasn't a shutout. We have no shutouts yet. That's bizarre. I really expected better defending by both teams, in fact. The defense has been pretty weak on both ends. And once again, Rettles is going to score an open net. I mean, this one's a little bit harder to put on target. Justin just has to try and kill a bit more time there if he's going to deny Rettles an immediate shot on target. Of course, Justin's alone at the back though, and he's under pressure from two players, multiple angles. So it's definitely an easy mistake to make, but it's not a mistake that you'd expect Justin to be making. You know, it's the fact that these guys can often wrangle themselves out of these tight situations that makes them so dangerous to play against. But yeah, I'll repeat, you know, the defense for both teams has looked pretty shaky today, in this matchup in particular, which is surprising to me because Spacestation defended very well against Envy. You know, a few individual misplays, but overall a very solid performance, whereas this matchup so far has been completely disjointed defensively. Spacestation Gaming have not been following up on each other's plays very well in defense, and now NRG are starting to struggle at their end of the field. Rettles pinch center, comes towards him. He's keeping control pretty well here, but doesn't have a lot of boost to the recovery, and actually Sipical's lunged in. Arsenal's alone at the back as a result of that. Rettles and Sipical leave him alone, but Arsenal perfectly reads NRG's passing play and easily defends the 1v2. But that really shouldn't be happening. There's no need for Sipical to dive in there. Leave Arsenal alone at the back. Squishy shoots, aims for placement over power, and the shot probably needed both of it. Is going to go by the final goalkeeper. Just over 20 seconds left. The bizarre series is looking to be a little bit closer. Arsenal isolates Garrett's 50-50. The ball sits quite nicely for SSG there. Squishy's going to try and pop it up into the middle. Arsenal's all over them again. Great read by Arsenal, and that's a great second touch as well. You can forgive the NRG goalkeeper for going for this one. I think Garrett decided he probably wasn't going to save a double touch reactively. He wanted to get the counter-attack going. How about that though? Arsenal with some insane reads of the NRG passing plays. You know, I think I'm even more impressed with the way that he shut down the 1v2. Well, I guess I should call it a 2v1 that NRG were going on him in the closing seconds of the game. Anyway, Rettles didn't have enough boost to recover. Sipical flew completely out of position and didn't get a block on the play. Arsenal alone in defense just reads the pass easily and prevents NRG from equalizing, and then goes in and reads another pass and scores off the read. It's really quite crazy how well Arsenal's read NRG on those last few plays. And these are plays that don't really, you know, get, I mean, you know, like a little interception like that. It's not going to blow up your points in the scoreboard, but it's a game-winning play. It's a really, really clutch play. Eric 408, the man, thanks for the brand new Prime sub, and thanks for 300 bits, 330 actually from BD Bruce. Appreciate you. Actually, you know, cheering 30 and then 300. Maybe you meant to do 300 the first time. But yeah, so far, what we've seen from NRG today is the usual speedy kind of play, prioritizing outplays above all else. So that's not that's nothing unusual there. But yeah, the defense looks shaky, so NRG definitely have issues. If SSG can keep them on the back foot, then I think the goals will come. Both teams actually have looked relatively incapable of defending against each other, other than Arsenal's great reads at the end of the game. Love that big challenge from Arsenal there. Allows Rettles a free play on the ball. Oh, that's a miss though. And Rettles has had to bail out Arsenal on that one. Maybe it's just a long-term plan, because here come SSG on the counter. I doubt it, but it did almost amount to something. Yeah, what is definitely really scary for SSG here is the mechanical ability of Garrett G. Garrett looks like he's in a league of his own when it comes to cleanliness at the moment. He's spent the entire off-season in the kitchen polishing all the dishes, and now they're coming back so sparkling you can see a reflection in everything. You know, even dishes you're not supposed to be able to see your reflection in, you can probably see your reflection in them. That's how clean Garrett G's been preparing for these matches. It's amazing as well what you can tell about a Rocket League player's mechanics just by the way that they move, the simple dodges and air rolls, recoveries. And it's all been there for Garrett. But now here comes Typical. That is a big dunk by him. And yeah, the mechanics have been cleaned by Garrett, but he's been read a couple of times now by Arsenal. Again, Arsenal just reads NRG to perfection. And it's his touches that are undoing the NRG defense. That sets up Typical for success there. Huge demo for Rettles after realizing he wasn't going to get any good touch on the cheap kickoff. Immediate response there as well. As soon as Rettles saw the ball went behind him, he straight away went for the demo, no delay. That's the kind of demo plays you expect to see at the highest level these days. Arsenal, way over on the far side. He's stuck in his space and NRG didn't see him coming. Oh, what a touch. You're joking. Arsenal. Just how is he pulling these off? I'm not turning on and off ball cam here. That was Arsenal. He's done that himself. Just flicking on and off ball cam mid-air just for vision purposes. The intellect of this guy is unparalleled. Arsenal is dismantling NRG here. And, you know, I've talked to James Bott, who casts on the NRG stream several times about his, his opinions on SSG. And for him, Arsenal is the player that really causes NRG problems. Typical's the one who has got the most points per game most of the time. And he's the one who's usually scoring the flashiest goals at regular intervals for Space Station. Rettles is the one who's talking all kinds of trash on Twitter. He's dominating the spotlight in that regard, and he's really taking a lot of pressure off his teammates because of his ability to absorb it all himself. But it's Arsenal who's such a silent operator in pro matches, which comes as a surprise to anybody who's seen any of his YouTube videos, that this man really is such an intelligent Rocket League player. And the way that he's adapted to NRG here, the way that he started to read their plays and intercept them, capitalize on them, is really quite special. Great touch there by Typical, past one block. I'm glad to see Typical just not getting dunked on, to be honest, after the dunks he was letting by him earlier on today. Pretty sick knockdown by Rettles. Squishy's tested, and he's done well. That's some solid defense by Squishy. Now it's a 3v1. Garrett G into the open net. First goal for NRG. And it looks like Space Station have gone a bit too hard for that one. Squishy baited them in. It was a good enough attacking play for SSG that they felt like a goal was coming. They thought, okay, surely that save isn't going to be one that Squishy can recover from. But you've got to remember, Squishy used to be a filthy ones main, so he knows how to get those awkward little saves while shadowing, land perfectly on the inside of the goal, and then get right back into the play without skipping a beat. So underestimated certainly. Now Garrett G denies Typical ceiling shot. Still a 1-goal lead for Space Station to try to equalize the series. It's a great mental response here for Space Station. They've done that a few times today. They had a devastating throw against Envy earlier. Didn't cause any problems, and nor has the 5-1 defeat to NRG in Game 2. Typical slices another one in the top corner. Garrett G, for all of his clean mechanics, he's made a couple of wayward touches in defense. That's another one. Typical saw it coming and sticks it perfectly in the top corner. I can't believe we've had no shutouts at all yet. This is really surprising to me. Nice Squishy. Able to get the ball past one. Actually, Garrett dove in as well. All full teams here for NRG. They're just going to go for this one. They've got to commit, it seems. With the increased amount of interceptions that Space Station Gaming have been getting in the midfield, NRG's offense has not been able to set up shop in the final third like they did in the first two games. And no doubt NRG are surprised by the fight that Space Station have brought to them. Oh dear, that's just not good enough. Garrett and Justin up for the same ball. Justin sends it off target. That was a pass to no one. But definitely a failure of communication more than anything else, because had Garrett been on the ground, that would have been a pass to him from Justin. Now the final 30 seconds of the game. Space Station holding on here. Garrett attempts a drop down. He gets smashed from behind by Rettles though. Oh, what a dunk. Squishy on target. I think it's gone in off Typical, but that's a pretty sick dunk by Squishy. Really didn't have many options here, but he timed that so well. Oh, it was in off Sipical's car. That wasn't going in. Another weird inside of the post bounce. We saw one of those earlier in the Charlotte Phoenix series. Relly had a shot that very much looked like it was going in off the post, but it actually bounced out. That was the exact same thing there by Squishy. It looked like it was going in off the post. It bounces out, but it's own goal immediately afterwards, so they don't have to worry about it. Now, final seconds in the match. NRG still down by 1, but they're coming forward in the closing seconds here. Sipical denies them a center ball. The last man's been demoed. NRG, I don't think they're going to catch it. They're not. And we are all tied up. It's 2 apiece. After a disastrous start for Spacestation Gaming, they responded like champions here. And not for the first time today. This is some great stuff from SSG. Like I was saying during the match, Spacestation have already today blown a 3-1 lead against Envy with 30 seconds left. They allowed Envy back into the game. And they managed to rally themselves and win the series even against all odds. And now here against NRG, Spacestation were completely silent. They were absolutely down and out of it after game 2, but off the back of some huge reads from Arsenal. Just absolute world-class interception play by him. Spacestation have turned around the midfield battle, and now they're starting to bring the fight to NRG's half. And it really is anyone's game at this point. But like I said earlier on in the series, even when NRG were winning, their defense didn't look phenomenal. They just really wasn't tested. Spacestation Gaming was having such a hard time controlling their back corner boosts and getting the ball clear. We didn't get to see a lot of NRG defense in those games. But now that we're seeing a bit more of it, it doesn't look organized. You know, Garrett's had extremely good mechanical ability on display today, but the touches and defense have been wayward. They've not been at teammates, they've been towards SSG players. The communication has not been there. But let's see who's going to clutch it up here. We're all tied up. It's a best of 3 from here on in. That's a great touch. Oh my goodness, Sipical's knocked it too far low. Rettles wisely decides not to attack that one. Far too risky to play while both his teammates are out of the game. Sipical will be upset that he's not hit that one on target. What on earth is going on with NRG, by the way? That's another double commit for nothing. Really for nothing. It's Justin and Garrett as well. So they can't really say they're still trying to get used to having Squishy on the team. It's nothing to do with him. And Rettles is going to get a goal off a counter-attack straight down the middle. This is just simply not good enough for NRG. Garrett, what is this position that he's in? What on earth was he thinking moving up on that 50-50? This is just so risky. And we saw this a little bit with Envy as well. Spacestation Gaming were able to bait Envy out of defense a few times and hit them with long shots. Able to punish them for leaving their net open briefly. Strong 50-50s. Still surprising to see though, because I mean, Spacestation Gaming are not doing this all the time. It's not like they're turtling up in net and not providing any threats. There's been plenty of change up from Spacestation Gaming. You'd expect NRG to show more respect to the hard clears, more respect to the 50-50s. But maybe NRG are starting to get a bit of placebo, because Garrett's also changed his car settings. You'll notice that since a couple of car changes early on, I think Rettles is stuck with the brownish, orangey Octane. Huge shot for Garrett. Oh, he just doesn't miss, but it's saved. What a save from SSG. Oh, my goodness, Garrett's shooting from that kind of range is pure perfection. He's, you know, put plenty wheels wrong today with regards to positioning. Mechanically, he's been on point. And again, Garrett, actually, you can see the frustration there. He's just not attacking from the right line. Just doesn't give himself a chance to get a good shot on target because he's coming in from the near post side. If he's over on the far side of the goal there, that's just into the net. No questions asked. As is, Spacestation Gaming have kept out several shots here. And there have been a few more off target. Squishy's going to try and get the ball into the middle. It's denied by the first defender. Frustrating times for NRG. This is all too similar to the very first series that Spacestation and NRG played in RLCS Season X. NRG took the first 2 games. They were looking great, and then one game went against them and they just fell completely apart. I thought that was behind them. It felt like those times were gone with NRG's success in the second regional in the fall split and multiple deep runs after that. And now they're starting to look shaky again, and the communication is absolutely not good enough for NRG. Rettles with a massive play there. No follow-up from his teammates. Again, not wanting to follow in too closely. I don't really mind that. You know, a lot of you might be thinking, why is no one there to play off Rettel's centre ball? But it would be very risky to commit 2 players to that position. SSG have already got a 1-goal lead, so why not just wait for a safer, more uncontested option? Squishy with a reset. Denied at its highest point, and it's another double commit for NRG. What is going on? Are they doing some kind of chat challenge here? Is Sis giving them some kind of forfeits that they have to do mid-series to interfere with their communication? I don't know what is going on, because the amount of like double commits in positions where double commits shouldn't even be possible. But NRG just keep making them happen. That's wide open, and it's a goal. Supergold makes it 2-0. And you gotta wonder where the defense for NRG's gone again. So Squishy's ran off into the middle of the field. Justin's in the back corner. Nobody's covered in the net. I really did not expect to see NR free today after how well they started this series off. But that's who's playing right now. NRG are not at home. It's absolutely transformed into a completely SSG favoured matchup out of nowhere. There's still time in this game for NRG to pick themselves out of this hole they've dug for themselves. And I will say that, you know, SSG have been playing some pretty good offensive Rocket League, and they've cleaned up their defense, but NRG's communication is horrendous. And for 3 experienced players like this to be double committing the way that they are, it just doesn't make any sense to me. The reason I'm saying things like these double commits shouldn't be possible is because positioning should prevent it. It shouldn't even need to be communicated. They shouldn't be happening purely by the fact that they position better. Okay, Arsenal was chased into the net here. I was wondering why he went for an in-and-out save, but Squishy's chased him into the goal, so he thought that he had to go for a in-and-out save there. On second viewing, it probably wasn't necessary, but Arsenal's been caught out a couple times the last few days, going for in-and-out saves when he doesn't have to. Also worth mentioning, Sypical's been dunked on for the setup of another goal. Sypical definitely being dunked on quite a lot today. That's certainly a weakness that NRG might be able to exploit should they continue to challenge early on Sypical's dribbles. So with 30 seconds left in the game, NRG have a lifeline. And as long as they can keep the ball alive in the blue half, they've looked good. But that's not good enough by Squishy. It's off target. He was really stretching for it. And I think NRG are starting to feel the pressure. The positioning just, it screams to me that they are not confident anymore in their speed doing the job for them. They're trying to compensate by cheating in every single position. Just like you would on a kickoff, predicting where the ball's going to go, moving in advance. NRG are trying to do that every single time, and they're actually getting themselves out of position more often than they're helping their positions. And just like that, it's 3-2. Spacestation 3 games in a row. This series doesn't make any sense. I mean, the last series that we saw between Spacestation and Envy was really good Rocket League. I think it was one of the best series I've casted all year. Easily one of the best series I've casted all year. It may be even one of the best series I've casted in RLCS X. Definitely one of the best series I've casted in the grid. That Envy SSG series. But this series has not been, you know, Prime NRG. It has not been Prime Spacestation Gaming either. Started off with SSG forgetting to connect to Discord. And now NRG have forgotten to connect to Discord. I think they've all accidentally muted their microphones. Like, is that possible? Do you think there's a world where NRG, all 3 of them, Garrett, Squishy and Justin, have all accidentally muted their microphones? And you guys can probably relate to this. You know when you accidentally mute your microphone and then you say something and none of your friends reply, none of your friends laugh. Maybe you're in Discord with the boys. Maybe you're in Discord with the girls. I don't know. You say something and nobody reacts. You're like, ah, man, maybe that just wasn't the best joke. Okay, I'll try again. So you really think hard. You think of a good, like, funny thing to say. You know, you've just lost game 2 to SSG and you think, right, I've got a good one. It's fine. I'm going to lift the spirits. And you say something in the Discord. Nobody replies. And you're thinking, man, this is just dire. I guess, you know, the whole team's muted by mistake on Discord and they all think they're ignoring each other. And maybe it's even got to the point where they are, in fact, ignoring each other because they've gone so far accidentally ignoring each other that now they're all counter-ignoring each other. Like, well, if they're going to ignore me, I'm going to ignore them. So there. I'm not going to break the silence. I reckon that's what's happened here. I can't think of any other reason to explain NRG's appalling positioning and double commits that keep occurring. they're either accidentally muted on Discord or they're not talking to each other. Is there some kind of drama that I'm not aware of? Was there some kind of TikTok drama between the NRG players? I don't have TikTok, so if there has been any TikTok drama, then you're going to need to inform me about that kind of thing. I don't really keep up with that scene. I don't really even know if TikTok drama is a thing, but I imagine it is. I imagine it's got to be a thing, right? But it's getting out of control. It's gotten so ridiculous that Garrett G has even switched to the Octane. Now this is a man who's been called to be carrying NRG this week in the grid, and it's gone from, you know, incredible, you know, dark, smooth Garrett G in the Fennec in the first couple games to changing up to the more traditional look of the car. I can't remember what the decal's called, but it's the one that everybody uses, the one very big popularized. And now he's back to the Octane, so Garrett G, he's had enough of this. It's getting out of control here. The TikTok drama has gone too far when Garrett G is changing presets multiple times in a series. This isn't a player that I much associate with placebo effect. You know, Garrett G once told me that he had to uninstall TikTok because he couldn't stop scrolling. It was interfering with his sleep schedule. He'd go to bed and then eventually he'd realize, hold on a second, the sun's back. I need to uninstall TikTok. I'm not even joking. He's told me this publicly. It was on myself and Smellsworth podcast, the Saltcast. I forget what the episode number was, but it's on Smellsworth's YouTube channel if you want to go give it a listen. I think that we talked about it. That's insane though. That's a strat I never even thought of. How do you beat a team in the RLCS Season X? You start some TikTok drama. There's got to be nothing worse than TikTok fans. I can only imagine. But you know, that being said, Octane, Garrett, NRG have performed significantly better than their games 3, 4, and 5 iterations. And I'm sure Justin's not missing this. Okay, he has in fact saved that routine save. I was ready for anything there though. I was prepared to call a goal just in case Justin missed this. It's been that kind of series. You've got to be ready for anything to go in. Like even this, it could be a center ball and a goal at any minute. That could be a goal. Garrett could miss. Okay, he saved it. We're fine. But yeah, you know, you've got to be ready for anything in a series like this. Arsenal's left the party. The banter's that bad. He's out of here. He's had enough. This party is so bad. I mean, think of how bad a party has to be that you leave it in the middle of a pandemic. If you're able to get into a party in a pandemic, first of all, you must live in New Zealand. Secondly, how bad is the party that you're leaving when none of us have even been to a party in pretty much a year? Actually, who am I kidding? We're on Twitch. Nobody's been to a party ever. Hey! I'm joking. I'm sure you've all been to parties. I'm joking. I'm sorry. Okay, right. I'm going to calm down. I feel like there's a goal coming. Any minute now. With a minute to go, it's probably going to be an NRG whiff and a goal. Oh! Okay, that was it. See, I knew it. Okay, here we go. Oh, no. What is going on? What happened to NRG? What are these plays? Oh, man. This is dire. How is this the best in NA? Oh, no. Just don't own goal. Okay, it's off the post and out. Thank goodness. Oh my goodness. I don't know what's going on with NRG. I mean, we just saw possibly the lowest synergy that Justin and Garrett have ever had in their entire Rocket League careers together. They want to go for, one of them wants to go for a run ahead demo, the other one wants to set up for a pre-jump pass. I don't know what's going on. I also don't know how NRG have avoided conceding. It was a wide open bottom right corner, but I guess Space Station are feeling bad for them. I mean, I would feel pretty bad as well if NRG show up like this. Oh no, don't do it to him. No, don't do it to him. Oh, that was going to be insane. Garrett G with a huge save there. That is actually a monstrous save from Garrett. Gotta hand it to him. It's been a pretty shocking display from NRG for the past few games, but that save was worthy of an overtime. So actually, we're going to get a shutout. Hey, we got a shutout. There we go. So it's a yes. I told you we were going to get a shutout. I actually said we're probably going to get multiple, but I didn't anticipate the defense being this bad, okay? So well done to everybody who predicted a shutout. I think it was a correct prediction. It's likely, in my opinion. Somebody go do the stats. How many times have there been shutouts? Or how many times have there been a series between these two teams where there hasn't been a shutout? Because I feel like it's got to be pretty rare. Yeah, it looks like NRG have rallied here. You know, there's a brief blip in defense at the end of the game. Oh, that being said, Arsenal's hunting now. Oh, he's got the hunt! Arsenal completely wraps up Squishy Muffins in a parcel. Amazon Prime next day delivery. There you go, Rattles. Straight to your front door and into the grand final. Oh, that's just beautiful. You love to see it. You love to see it. Wow. What happened to NRG? What's going on with these guys? They were playing so well. They were playing so well, and then Garrett G got placeboed out of his mind. He changed presets, changed cars. Nothing was working for them. And, oh man, they really need to just get talking. They need to go to some kind of improv class. Because I feel like NRG, they're either in a bad mood with each other, they're not talking, or they were all accidentally muted on Discord. I mean, I've already told you guys my theories. Those are my theories, my top 2 theories. They're all accidentally muted, or they're just in bad moods, and they're not saying anything. At least that's what it looks like. There's no way that NRG were hard calming this game. You cannot tell me that NRG were hard calming, sweaty calming this game. It's not possible for them. Like, Justin, Garrett, and Squishy are so experienced. They're so solid. They're so mechanically excellent. There's no way that they can play with such little cohesion while sweaty calming. Were they meme calming? Did Garrett G have okay, I've got another theory, actually. Now that I think of it, I've got another one. So, if it wasn't the fact that they all muted themselves in Discord by mistake, if it wasn't the fact that there was TikTok drama that I'm not aware of, and now NRG are all in a bad mood with each other, what may have happened here, I've got another theory for you guys. What may have happened is Garrett G may have been on a laughing fit here. I've seen it in the past multiple times. When Garrett G starts laughing, there's no stopping this man. So something may have happened to cause Garrett G to have a laughing fit, and that would actually explain why they were not able to effectively communicate with each other, because Garrett G is just laughing into the microphone. I mean, it's got to be one of those things. There's no way they were hard comment. I don't believe it. Oh, we've got the Dream Boys. This envy into NRG into G2. Oh, this is just beautiful. This is just absolutely beautiful. That is what you love to see from the grid. A bad seeding into all the best teams in the region, one after another. You can't ask for anything more than this. The dream is alive for Spacestation Gaming. Is that possible? Do you think there's a world where NRG, all 3 of them, Garrett, Squishy, and Justin, have all accidentally muted their microphones? And you guys can probably relate to this. You know when you accidentally mute your microphone and then you say something and none of your friends reply, none of your friends laugh? Maybe you're in Discord with the boys. Maybe you're in Discord with the girls. I don't know. You say something and nobody reacts. You're like, ah, man, maybe that just wasn't the best joke. Okay, I'll try again. So you really think hard. You think of a good, like, funny thing to say. You know, you've just lost game 2 to SSG, and you think, right, I've got a good one. It's fine. I'm going to lift the spirits. And you say something in the Discord. Nobody replies, and you're thinking, man, this is just dire. I guess, you know, the whole team's muted by mistake on Discord, and they all think they're ignoring each other. And maybe it's even got to the point where they are, in fact, ignoring each other, because they've gone so far accidentally ignoring each other that now they're all counter-ignoring each other. Like, well, if they're going to ignore me, I'm going to ignore them. So there. I'm not going to break the silence. I reckon that's what's happened here. I can't think of any other reason to explain NRG's appalling positioning and double commits that keep occurring. They're either accidentally muted on Discord or they're not talking to each other. Is there some kind of drama that I'm not aware of? Was there some kind of TikTok drama between the NRG players? I don't have TikTok, so if there has been any TikTok drama, then you're going to need to inform me about that kind of thing. I don't really keep up with that scene. I don't really even know if TikTok drama is a thing, but I imagine it is. I imagine it's got to be a thing, right? But it's getting out of control. It's gotten so ridiculous that Garrett G has even switched to the Octane. Now this is a man who's been called to be carrying NRG this week in the grid. And it's gone from, you know, incredible, you know, dark, smooth Garrett G in the Fennec in the first couple games to changing up to the more traditional look of the car. I can't remember what the decal's called, but it's the one that everybody uses, the one very big popularized. And now he's back to the Octane, so Garrett G, he's had enough of this. It's getting out of control here. The TikTok drama has gone too far when Garrett G is changing presets multiple times in a series. This isn't a player that I much associate with placebo effect. You know, Garrett G once told me that he had to uninstall TikTok because he couldn't stop scrolling. It was interfering with his sleep schedule. He'd go to bed and then eventually he'd realize, hold on a second, the sun's back. I need to uninstall TikTok. I'm not even joking. He's told me this publicly. It was on myself and Smellsworth podcast, the Saltcast. I forget what the episode number was, but it's on Smellsworth's YouTube channel if you want to go give it a listen. I think that we talked about it. That's insane though. That's a strat I never even thought of. How do you beat a team in the RLCS season X? You start some TikTok drama. There's got to be nothing worse than TikTok fans. I can only imagine. But you know, that being said, Octane, Garrett, NRG have performed significantly better than their games 3, 4, and 5 iterations. And I'm sure Justin's not missing this. Okay, he has in fact saved that routine save. I was ready for anything there though. I was prepared to call a goal just in case Justin missed this. It's been that kind of series. You've got to be ready for anything to go in. Like even this, it could be a centre ball and a goal at any minute. That could be a goal. Garrett could miss. Okay, he saved it. We're fine. But yeah, you know, you've got to be ready for anything in a series like this. Arsenal's left the party. The banter's that bad. He's out of here. He's had enough. This party is so bad. I mean, think of how bad a party has to be that you leave it in the middle of a pandemic. If you're able to get into a party in a pandemic, first of all, you must live in New Zealand. Secondly, how bad is the party that you're leaving when none of us have even been to a party in pretty much a year? Actually, who am I kidding? We're on Twitch. Nobody's been to a party ever. Hey! I'm joking. I'm sure you've all been to parties. I'm joking. I'm sorry. Okay, right. I'm going to calm down. I feel like there's a goal coming. Any minute now. With a minute to go, it's probably going to be an NRG whiff and a goal. Oh! Okay, that was it. See, I knew it. Okay, here we go. Oh, no. What is going on? What happened to NRG? What are these plays? Oh, man. This is dire. How is this the best in NA? Oh, no. Just don't own goal. Okay, it's off the post and out. Thank goodness. Oh my goodness. I don't know what's going on with NRG. I mean, we just saw possibly the lowest synergy that Justin and Garrett have ever had in their entire Rocket League careers together. They want to go for, one of them wants to go for a run ahead demo, the other one wants to set up for a pre-jump pass. I don't know what's going on. I also don't know how NRG have avoided conceding. It was a wide open bottom right corner, but I guess Space Station are feeling bad for them. I mean, I would feel pretty bad as well if NRG show up like this. Oh no, don't do it to him. No, don't do it to him. Oh, that was going to be insane. Garrett G with a huge save there. That is actually a monstrous save from Garrett. Gotta hand it to him. It's been a pretty shocking display from NRG for the past few games, but that save was worthy of an overtime. So actually, we're going to get a shutout. Hey, we got a shutout. There we go. So it's a yes. I told you we were going to get a shutout. I actually said we're probably going to get multiple, but I didn't anticipate the defense being this bad, okay? So well done to everybody who predicted a shutout. I think it was a correct prediction. It's likely, in my opinion. Somebody go do the stats. How many times have there been shutouts? Or how many times have there been a series between these two teams where there hasn't been a shutout? Because I feel like it's got to be pretty rare. Yeah, it looks like NRG have rallied here. You know, there's a brief blip in defense at the end of the game. Oh, that being said, Arsenal's hunting now. Oh, he's got the hunt! Arsenal completely wraps up Squishy Muffins in a parcel. Amazon Prime next day delivery. There you go, Rettles. Straight to your front door and into the grand final. Oh, that's just beautiful. You'll love to see it. You'll love to see it. Wow. What happened to NRG? What's going on with these guys? They were playing so well. They were playing so well, and then Garrett G got placeboed out of his mind. He changed presets, changed cars. Nothing was working for them.